Hey there! Doc back with more Mega Man 3 Special Weapons Run. So far we've taken out Needle Man and Top Man. Next up, we're going to do Snake Man. A little bit of a odd design choice, I think, but whatever. Mega Man 3 is perhaps the only game, the only Mega Man game I know of that does not have a standard 8-way Mega Man boss weakness cycle, I guess. It has a double cycle of 5 and 3. Honestly, I love this. I think they should have done this for other Mega Man games. I think it was a fantastic idea. I think it makes it a little bit makes you have to do a little bit more thinking about where you start and where you go. Sadly, they returned to the regular cycle for, I think, every single subsequent game. Although you could argue that some of the you could argue that the ones that had 4 bosses available at the beginning were a little bit different, but really functionally it wasn't. So, as you can see, Snake Man's stage is one of those that is very themed to its Robot Master. There are snake enemies, there are snake backgrounds and foregrounds. That's kind of weird, but alright. You can also see that I've been using Topspin. Topspin is, well, like I said, it's the most maligned weapon in the series. Basically, you spin into your enemies to destroy them. A lot of enemies are affected by it. If it affects an enemy, it destroys them in pretty much one hit, apart from bosses. If it doesn't, you just get hurt. Hammer Joes, they'll just hurt you. Now, I understand why some people don't like Topspin. Melee weapons in Mega Man games are not the greatest, I'll be honest. And your selection of melee weapons is generally Topspin and Charge Kick, and one of the ones in Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy, whose name I don't remember. I just know you got it from Pluto. Now, I can see why people might not like melee weapons, because you like to stay away from enemies, especially when they can damage you on contact. But they're less bad than most people make them out to be. Topspin is quite useful for a lot of enemies. You don't take damage from them when you might take damage from them otherwise. Like these guys, I almost always get hit by those guys. Almost always. But with Topspin, I'm not getting hit by them. Useful weapon. I will admit that it has its problems. It does have a glitch where it drains energy really fast if you are using it while you're in your invincibility frames. And it does have some knockback when you hit an enemy, which is a bit troublesome. Especially around pits. But worst weapon in the series? It's not even the worst weapon in the game. We'll get to that. Overall, though, I still prefer Needle Cannon because, despite Topspin not being bad, I still prefer to hit my enemies from a distance. This is one of my least favorite parts of this stage. I don't know what clouds have to do with snakes and those platforms. If you're standing on them when they emerge, they will shunt you over, and in some cases, shunt you off. I do not like that. That is very stressful. I also don't like those swerving cloud enemies, which are also very stressful. And here we have Snake Man. Snake Man's pattern is pretty simple, and he takes a lot of damage to the needle cannon. This battle is over before you know it. From Snake Man, we get the Search Snakes. I like this weapon. It's a weapon that'll help tip the scales against your enemies. Search Snake is kind of like Bubble Lead. It's Bubble Lead. I don't know which one is right, but I don't know why I keep saying Bubble Lead. It's kind of like Bubble Lead. It travels along the ground, but unlike Bubble Lead, it actually climbs up surfaces as well, which makes it more useful. Plus, you can have 3 on the ground at a time. Apparently, twins do not like snakes. I don't get the logic behind that, but I'll go with it. Gemini Man is our next target. I like this theme, I like this stage, I like everything about this. Oh, except for these guys. How often I get hit by them. Ugh. The penguins take a lot of shots to defeat, too, so that's where rapid fire comes in handy. I don't know if snakes work against them. If they do, that might be the weapon of choice, because they sometimes like to start out below you. Oh, snakes work well against them. Learn something new every day. Unfortunately, snakes are going to do nothing against those fire droppers. They are a pain. It's the pattern that they drop in that's so problematic. It's quick enough that you don't really have time to adjust, and narrow enough that you need to be able to adjust. Mega Man 3, like Mega Man 2... Ow. That's right. Yeah, you can see how not useful Snake is again. Snake doesn't even work against them! Mega Man 3, like Mega Man 2, had the trait where if you had a weapon that used less than 1 unit of energy, and you didn't use a full unit in your shots, then switch to a different weapon, you would get back all the energy of that unit. So, if I could switch now to any weapon, I'd have 4 shots with my, before I'd use up another unit of energy with this. I think that's pretty useful, and it really comes in handy during special weapons runs if you're starting to run low on energy. I'm hoping I won't need to use it, but, well, who knows. Who's this? Well, whoever he is, he isn't interested in fighting now. Yes, that's our first Proto Man appearance. I almost always miss that. Cool. Proto Man will not say much, but at other times he is going to want to fight us. I'll be using Needle Cannon for most of those, because you just don't want to mess around with him. Oh, this is my favorite part of the stage. I will spend ages clearing out every single one of these bubbles and tadpoles if you give me the chance. But because I'm on camera, I'm not going to do that. I do, however, want what's up there, because it could be an E-Tank. And if it is, well, I'm not going to turn it down. I do have to watch my special weapons energy use for this, though, because it does run you out pretty quick. Invisible bubble? Sadly, all we have here is large weapon energy. Happily, large weapon energy is very useful. A lot of weapons do not work against these bubbles. That's why I'm using Needle Cannon exclusively. Search Snake will not work. This is a great place to grind. You get a lot of good drops. I'm not going to grind. I don't need to grind right now. I have, well, enough lives. Mega Man 3, like Mega Man 2, allowed you to carry, and Mega Man 1, allowed you to carry more than 9 lives. This is the last game, I believe, where they allowed you to do that. It probably won't matter. Either I don't have enough lives initially, in which case I game over, or I get enough lives and proceed smoothly with the rest of the game. this game is not as difficult as Mega Man 2 was. So I'm not terribly worried. I've beaten the hardest of the bosses to beat with the Buster, so I really don't have much else that's going to really throw me off. Rapid fire against those dragonflies? Yes, please. The times of the rapid fire does not come in handy as against these guys, where you really want to be able to control when you're firing, so that you can hit those eyes without wasting a lot of ammo. But small loss, and it's the only weapon I have that really works against them. Rush Jet? Yes, please. I am going to need Rush again for this next part. Now, my usual technique here is to have Rush Jet running through me under this, but I'm going to save that for if I die once. First, I'm going to try and top spin my way through. That was not what I meant to do! I will Rush Jet back up, but that's about it. Rush Jet will remain under you along your horizontal position as long as you want, as long as he's not blocked by anything. And he is a great way. It's a great way for you to be able to catch yourself if you fall in this section, which is very easy to do. It's my standard operating procedure, but I feel a little more like tempting fate here. So, I'm going to be using the worst weapon to use here, Top Spin, because it knocks you around. Of course, avoidance will work too, but I can't avoid everything. Or can I? Always gotta be a little careful, but that worked just fine. Needle Cannon needs the weapon's energy. Spinny! And got through that completely safely. Top Spin is wonderful against those guys. No question. Top Spin doesn't work against these guys, as you might expect. But they're not that difficult in the first place. And just like that, I'm at Gemini Man. This was one of the stages that I think may have been a little bit long. But I like the stage, so I'm alright with that. You'll see, it's when we revisit it later that you'll see how long it really gets. Gemini Man really doesn't like snakes. And for defeating Gemini Man, we get Gemini Laser. That's right, I now have Nathaniel Hoover. Or maybe his twin. Gemini Laser is not my favorite weapon in this game. It's decent power and it bounces around, so it's got a degree of directional variability, but it's got very few shots in it. So it'll get some use, but I'm not sure how much. But that's 2 stages. Next time we'll take on some more. Until then, I'll see you later.